Good morning, YouTube. It's Friday, August 4th. It's my birthday weekend. It doesn't really feel like anything celebratory at all, which, to be honest, there's a lot I should be celebrating right now. Like, for instance, I'm on my way to get my rent paid right now with $1,000 worth of money orders. So, you know, I'm not facing eviction and homelessness. There's something worth celebrating, because my God, being homeless on the cusp of my 53rd birthday would suck, right? I mean, just being this impoverished on the cusp of my 53rd birthday sucks. So I think now is one of those points where I really need to take a step back and realize, yeah, it's sad I don't have a house like the one on the corner that's for sale, which is where I'd like to be right now in my life. And, you know, don't have a beautiful woman waiting at home for me who keeps the place nice. What I do have is 2 cats that absolutely love me, and 2 kids somewhere, and a box full of pizza that is hopefully non-toxic. I'll explain that in a moment. And a home. The rent is paid for another month. Well, another month minus 3 days. Did I say the time? I know I said the date. I'm not sure if I said the time. It's 7:31 a.m. on the Saturn clock, which I believe is accurate. Only rolling with 2 phones today. The blue phone is not with me. Obama phone 3 is not with me. I know it's hard to imagine that. Oh, and it's also worth noting that the Droid 4 is not with me. And what have I been doing with the Droid 4? Not a goddamn thing. I've just been driving around with it in my glove box where I forgot I had left it months ago. I think I put it in my glove box the day that I functionally wasted my time driving all the way out to Pro Logistics when I was given a job that I ended up never getting. And when I finally heard back from my job rep, recruiter, whatever you want to call her, down at Pro Logistics, she's just like, I don't know, they're not responding to me. It's not her fault, I don't think, but God, am I sick of that shit, right? So, why is the pizza questionable? Well, for some reason, my refrigerator, which used to always, like, if you didn't get the door fully closed, the weight of the door, the angle of the door, it would just sort of shut itself. Well, it doesn't really do that anymore. I don't know why. I thought I shut it. I don't even remember what the hell I got out of it. Probably a bottle of water that was cold before I went to bed. I slept like a rock, which should be expected. I mean, there comes a point where I'm so absolutely exhausted that my sexual frustration doesn't keep me awake. That's right before the point of exhaustion to where alarm clocks absolutely don't wake me up. And fortunately, we didn't hit that because I got a lot on my plate today. Not really a lot on my plate, just, you know, getting over to my landlord's place to pay rent and work, followed by more work, but it's still a lot. And I did promise Rob I'd go see him today. I'll explain more shortly. I gotta fill out these here money orders, and I'm not showing y'all where Lon's door is. Come on now. And the back rent is paid. Chatted with Lon for a little bit because I haven't really talked to him much in the last month. Just about like what I'm doing for a living now. Of course, he's not that worried about it as long as he gets his rent on time. Ultimately, your property manager and your landlord, you know, as long as you're not turning your apartment into a fucking trap house or a drug house, and you're not using it for fencing stolen merchandise, and you're paying your rent on time, or in the case of me today, 3 days late? Or am I 4 days late? Did I say the date incorrectly? It's Friday, August 4th, 7:42 a.m. Yeah, so I'm 3 days late because it's due on the 1st. But that's not even to the point of late that he was texting me saying, hey dude, where's your rent? But he also knows that I'm pretty consistent as a tenant, and that usually the problem with me isn't having my rent. I mean, if he only knew how down to the wire I've been the last couple of months, but just that's not really better. No, he knows with me that usually the issue is not a question of having the rent. It's a question of trying to find the time with whatever work schedule I'm dealing with to get to get it out of bank accounts and into cash, and then get that cash to, oh yeah, my Mountain Dew out of the fridge is not particularly cold. Not only was my fridge open like all night, the door like wide open from, I want to say, which is going to do wonders for my electric bill, and not particularly good for the fridge either, because that fridge is so old. Yeah, it was not only open, I want to say probably 11 p.m.-ish until about 6 a.m.-ish. So, yeah, count those hours, because I can't do that in my head while I'm driving. Too fucking long, that's what it is. Not only was it shit open all that time, but I'm driving the guy behind me nuts. Oh yeah, toot at me. That'll make a difference. Actually, that'll make me just want to slow down and piss you off. Your Mercedes SUV doesn't need to be in that much of a hurry. You're a fucking road hazard just by having something with such a high grill. And I'm right next to a really old Jeep Wrangler that actually looks like a Jeep Wrangler. Looks like a Jeep's supposed to look, as opposed to a four-door luxury SUV with the Jeep logo on it. And we're both accelerating at exactly the same speed. So yeah, the guy in Mercedes is probably going nuts right now. And there's no reason for him to be going nuts, because at this point I'm doing like 72 and probably 55. So. And normally I wouldn't be going this fast, but I'm trying to get ahead of that Jeep so I can safely merge to the right, because I'm exiting soon. And yeah, guy in that Mercedes, he got to go. I'm going 70. Look how fast he passed me going. Every now and then, DPS on motorcycles will enforce the speed on this road. And I believe it's only 55. Yeah, there's a speed limit sign, 55. Hope you beat one of the motorcycle cops, Mr. Mercedes SUV driver. Sorry, to me, Mercedes and SUV is an oxymoron. Mercedes is a luxury car manufacturer. SUVs are supposed to be sport utility vehicles. Sport utility and luxury are just contradictory terms, at least in my mind. Yeah, I'm slipping through the airport again. This seems to be the best way to get to work without getting potentially stuck in traffic. And it's kind of scenic. Quite a lot of SkyTrain. I don't know if my video caught it, but quite a lot of SkyTrain cars just kind of camped out, parked on the track that spurs off and goes to the maintenance yard. And there's usually one sitting there all the time, and I think it's almost for decoration. But there's three full three-car trains just camped up on the track there. Which begs the question, dang, if they park it out there, how does the driver get off? There is no driver for the SkyTrain. Have I mentioned that before? I'm sure I have, but I think it bears repeating. There is no driver on the SkyTrain. The SkyTrain cars are robots. They're completely automated, which is one of the many reasons I think it's probably the most impressive piece of public transit infrastructure in all of Phoenix. I would love it if something comparable to the SkyTrain went to all major points of interest in Phoenix. In fact, I've talked to a lot of people about how great it would be. Because right now, when you're in Sky Harbor, yeah, you can connect to the light rail and take light rail to downtown, but it's a time-consuming thing because you're going backwards to go forward. You're going in the wrong direction. You're heading east quite a bit to go west. Whereas that line now goes west all the way to damn near 16th Street at the Rental Car Center. And how cool would it be? And of course, the way they ran the rails and capped the rails literally into the building for the car rental center. Extending that rail would be nightmarish. The amount of work it would take it would be exponential. compared to what it would take had there been a little foresight of, hey, what if we decide we want to take this further west? Or not even further west, but just further. Running it just into walls of a building the way they did. I just don't think it was the smartest decision. There's the Terminal 3 catwalk to the gates. I've been trying to remember like how it used to be before they completely redid Terminal 3, and I just remember different, but I don't remember it detailed how much in such detail as I tend to remember how other things were when I try to remember how Terminal 3 was. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that I can't say I've never flown out of Terminal 3. I've flown out of Terminal 3 before. In fact, most trips with Priscilla to Georgia have been out of Terminal 3 because Delta flies out of Terminal 3, and she usually books with Delta because they're based in Atlanta. Why she continues to do that, I'm not sure. I would imagine there's good prices involved, but my God, the service has almost always been horrifically bad, which has always been kind of aggravated by the fact that instead of her using like most people and realizing, hey, you just got to get there early for the airport because of screening, because of security screening delays and other sorts of delays, just get to the airport early. Man, her CPT is just running full tilt every time we're trying to catch a plane, which often results in us not catching a plane. So is it her CPT or is it Delta's CPT and ridiculous overbooking policies? It's probably a combination of both. Oh man, I got the light red, and I actually kind of autopilot drove here. I wasn't really focused as much on, hey, let's not miss the exit. So that's a good thing. So yeah, as I was saying, like the SkyTrain is really awesome and it's automated, and I think it would be amazing if they were able to take it further west and bring it like right into the core of downtown Phoenix. And I could even see it as sort of a redevelopment tool to kind of run it through the area that they're trying to redevelop along the tracks between here and downtown Phoenix. But, pipe dreams, transit pipe dreams. Meanwhile, our leadership has different transit pipe dreams. And so there's been a thing, and I haven't really talked about it on the vlog, and it's been news for about 2 days, which of course is going to be super old news by the time I get this posted, because the rate I'm going, I'm going to be posting this like a month late. But the renewal of the half-cent transit tax, in order for that to get on the ballot for voters, it has to be in the form of a bill. It has to pass the state government. Or is it the city government? I should be more well-versed in this kind of stuff, as much as I want to have an opinion on it and talk about it. And the reason I'm thinking city is just because Kate Gallego's been so vocal about it. But the hot button topic that I've been hearing, the thing that the talk on KTAR, most specifically, it's been really focused on, and I keep hearing quotes from Kate Gallego and other City of Phoenix officials on, is that in the bill, conservative lawmakers completely removed the light rail extension. And I've mentioned it and shown you the headers for the tracks, where right now they're working on light rail that just basically goes basically goes to Phoenix City Court and then makes a left and then goes down and goes in front of Maricopa County Superior Court, and and just goes along Washington and Jefferson a whopping like 2 or 3 blocks to the west. And it's completely useless because you can walk that, right? And the purpose for that is, it's going to extend all the way to the state capitol, do a loop around the state capitol. Okay, not a bad idea. Well, now there's all this talk about, they conservative lawmakers cut that as a waste of money, and I'm inclined to agree. Complete waste of money. the amount of money that's being spent on that, when one considers that there is already a shuttle that does that exact route, which I've done a lot of videos about, called the Dash. The Dash, which is almost exclusively used as a shuttle for homeless people going to and from Cass. It's very rare that I see anybody riding it that's using it for anything else, or that is any other demographic. I mean, even when I'm not homeless, most of the time when I'm using the Dash, I'm using it to get in and out of the Human Services campus. So I may as well be homeless, right? I'm trying to remember what that lot is to the right. That's Avis, Budget, and Payless. Meanwhile, I'm going to this one. It just says Hertz. Just says Hertz on the side. I suppose technically it is just Hertz because Dollar and Thrifty, which are our budget brands, are located elsewhere. I need to make more videos showing how I roam around here. And have I signed in my onboarding, did it say I wouldn't do that? I know at Amazon it did. I don't recall anything like that in my onboarding here. And has that ever stopped me from sharing things in social media? No, it hasn't. But I do see stories of people getting fired, because of viral TikToks where they shot videos at work. I don't know. I think a lot of that's stupid, but who knows what things I see on the daily that Hertz wants to keep secret. I will say this, for all the things that are negative about Hertz, and I'm not going to be the one to bash Hertz. I don't think I need to. Just do a search in your search bar on YouTube for Hertz and the word fiasco, and you'll find plenty of videos of people that have had tragic problems with Hertz. I never have, because I don't think I've ever rented from Hertz, is what it is. I've never had a bad experience with Hertz. I've never rented from Hertz. Usually when I rent a car these days, these days I'm not renting cars, but like in the past when I've rented cars, it's gone one of two ways. Let me rephrase that. One of three ways. I've rented on Turo, which is its whole other animal. I ain't even got time to explain what Turo is. If you don't know, go look it up. Or I'm using an app to book a flight, such as Priceline or Expedia. I tend to use Priceline more than Expedia because Captain Kirk told me to. Oftentimes when you're booking a flight, as you're checking out, it'll offer you a deal to bundle your car rental. And you can look at that without committing to pay for that. So if I'm flying someplace where I'm thinking, yeah, it'd probably be nice to have a car and not be reliant on other people for rides or public transit, or trying to find a rental car once I'm there, trying to find a better deal on a rental car once I'm there, I should say. Like, yeah, let's just do this, and there'll be a car waiting for me at the airport. I look at the price. If the price makes me go, oh, fuck that, then I don't get it. But if the price is a really good bundled deal, and more often than not, with Priceline and with Expedia, it is, I just get it like that. And I can't help but have noticed that never seems to be through Hertz. If I have, I'm speaking my bad, but I just don't think it's ever been through Hertz. And the funny thing is, I'm trying to think of who's it been through. Seems like it's been through Fox. I forget who it's been with Atlanta. I know with Atlanta, the rental car thing has been kind of odd and sketchy. And trying to get some shuttle that's hard to find that picks up at an odd location and takes me to an even sketchier location to get my car. So yeah, definitely not Hertz. I mean, one thing you can't bash Hertz for is being in odd locations. Hertz has always got the solid, best location adjacent to the airport. That's kind of what their business model is based on. So yeah, it's been that way of getting a rental car. Or the one rental car I've found myself being kind of loyal to, not for any great reason other than I think they've just been kind of consistent. They've been kind of consistent with me. I feel like I've always got good service from them, and so I feel comfortable going back. I'm familiar with the procedure, and that's been, I've used off-site rental locations. In other words, not at the airport, not through the rental car center at the airport, because you're paying airport surcharges for that. But local where I've gone to an office that's located somewhere else in the city with Enterprise. I have used Enterprise that way quite a bit. And they always seem to do me pretty good. Although the last time I really wanted to get one, they had no cars available, but I'm not putting that on Enterprise. As I recall, that particular week, nobody had any cars available, so it didn't matter. It wasn't like I wasn't taken care of by the Enterprise down the street. Like, just that was going to be a problem with anybody. Oh shit! It's 7:59. I need to wrap this up and get my ass inside. Thanks for coming with on the drive to work.